What's up guys, Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this we're doing a multiple team compilation guide part 2 for Shiryu Coliseum. And we had a lot of meme teams going on today where people were trying to get this done. And the Coliseum had a little thing where Blackbeard give you minus 20 cooldown on all your characters as you enter the Coliseum. So that was kind of cool. But you can definitely do this without that. It just makes it a lot easier to have this, of course. And we did a lot of meme teams because of that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the Coliseum. So let's talk a little bit about Coliseum Shiryu and why he's awesome. First off, he's a slasher-driven unit that's going to max out at 5 sockets with 5 combo hits. He's also going to have 3,000 HP, 1,505 attack, and minus 300 recovery, which is awful. He's going to have 40 cost, so you can fit him on your buggy teams. And of course, he's going to have a captain ability. He's going to boost the attack of slasher characters by 2 times at the start of the chain and 3 times after the third perfect. Kind of like a Psylaw mechanic, but not nearly as good. Which is really funny because that's actually almost as good as Psylaw. If it had the 6th birth that had a 4x, that's legitimately what 6-star Psylaw was for a while. So that's kind of shit, right? His sailor ability is going to boost attack by himself when he is the last character in the chain to attack. His special ability is going to instantly defeat all enemies with HP equal to or low 75 times character's attack, which is about 120k, by the way. Remove poison and reduce damage received by 50,000 for 3 turns. A very good unit to use in your arsenal for a lot of different teams because of his really, really great abilities. However, kind of tricky to use for certain teams, so definitely in between captain, in between character. He's really, really good for moving poison. That's what I use him for in a lot of things. He's really good on Blackbeard for us for many, many teams because of that poison removal. And he does have that really nice wave clear. So if you have a lot of characters that have barriers around them and you can't kill them because they're all surrounding the boss, then this is a perfect unit to kill those characters. Any character with low HP and fixed damage is a great character to kill those characters as well, especially if they have combo hit barriers or any other kind of good, great, perfect barriers on them. This is a perfect character to do wave clear to about 120k wave clear. It doesn't actually do any damage at all, which is really interesting. So if you did have a boss that had like an interrupt that said, hey, I'm gonna interrupt you if you do any damage, well, this character does no damage whatsoever and will just wipe the field, which is really, really good for bosses that have interrupt. So a very good character to have in your arsenal. I definitely say a must farm for many, many things coming out in the future. All right, guys, well, I will see you in the meme teams. The first team of the day is gonna be a 6+ law team, and this team doesn't really have too many required units. The Koala is really helpful because she does a 0.7 chain boost and also reduces bind and despair by 3 turns. If you do want to bring a different character, that's totally fine. I actually just take 1 hit and then use the koala in order to get everything done. And then I kill one of the guys to make it really consistent, so I make sure I kill everybody on the field to make it a little bit easier on myself. But other than that, you just pop the koala to get rid of the chain lock. You use your burst, use the Kuma for ore boost. And if you wanted to bring a type booster instead of Kuma, that's perfectly fine. I mean, not type booster. If you wanted to bring a better ore booster like Shanks or something like that, then you can do that too. I just brought Kuma because I want to bring a red unit. It doesn't really matter what you bring, but it all works out totally fine. And I think I actually forgot to pop Kuma special, which is really funny. But all you do is just go ahead and burst in the boss, and then once that's all done with just the ore boost and chain lock there, then I pop my V2 Doffy and I'm donezo. But there's definitely another way to do it, so do whatever you want. The next team we're going to be running here today is going to be a Franky and Boa team, and I actually messed up halfway through the run, so ignore that. I did it perfectly. What are you talking about? Yeah, it says I totally remember to pop Franky's captain action on the final boss. I definitely 100% remembered to do this correctly. It's not like I messed up. I guarantee it. But the best character to bring here is going to be this the Kuma, because Kuma actually removes 7 turns of bind and despair, which is really nice. And then sometimes he actually kills Van Augur, which is actually kind of cool. So that is nice. What happens though if you do get him below a certain percentage, though, he does start paralyzing you and hitting you a little bit harder. So if you want to pop, a little bit extra here, you can. You can also save your Kuzan special for the final room if you want to. It doesn't really matter though. The next team of the day is going to be a Marco team with the new V2 Aokiji, and this is probably the best team I could have run with him for this content because you had to do a lot of wave clear, and it works out okay. I mean, it's definitely interesting to bring. It's definitely interesting to bring Shirahoshi, Mancherry, and Marco in the same team with the, NL sub, and you probably would never bring this team in any situation ever to any content. But hey, I guess it works for this, so it's definitely really funny to bring it. But the team is revolving around this turn. You pop the Kuma to get rid of the debuffs, and then you're going to go ahead and go in on the ads. And Marco's damage reduction does make it pretty easy to get through this content without taking much damage at all. Also have this Marco here for the heal, and you pop everything for the heal and damage, so you can actually just go ahead and go in on this Van Augur and then blow him up real quick. It does have enough damage. You just want to make sure that you can pop everything and just destroy him real quick. The V2 Aokiji is actually pretty funny because it doesn't provide any kind of special unless you want to get orbs. But other than that, what we do here in the final boss is just pop the Anno special and then V2 Aokiji for orbs, and we're done. This team is just straight up whoops. I had a team that was going to be a fighter team that was supposed to be with G4, but I accidentally ran it with the last team I just ran. Oh no! And we did it. It was really funny. But what the funniest part is I did it twice in a row the same way. Like, I literally was going to try to do this fighter team with G4, and I ran Marco with G4 twice, and I cleared it twice, so that was pretty funny. But it actually works, which is really surprising, that Marco's damage reduction kind of carries you through it, which is really cool. And so you can have all these healers on the team. You can actually just get carried through it, which is super cool. And G4's captain ability for just the two fighters on the team, for Marco and G4 himself, it actually pulls out pretty well. So I stagger my healing, so I do it a little bit correctly, and then I go ahead and kill everybody. So I was really surprised that it worked out. So this is the actual team I'm supposed to run with the G4 friend captain, with the Garp team. And this team it's okay. I mean, it's not great. This is what happens if you don't have G4, if you race shop your G4, right? I heard there's this guy that was on One Piece Treasure Cruise, and he was on stream on New Year's, and he decided to race shop his G4. The guy's a fucking genius, right? Oh, God, he's so smart. I wish that he was here all the time to tell me how smart he was. But, he has to deal with having a Garp captain now instead of G4. Ugh, that sounds awful. Why would you ever want to do that? And the next team of the day is going to be a V2 Lucci team with a Judge friend captain. And it's basically Judge captain, V2 Lucci friend captain, not the other way around, because you want to be able to use the Reiju a little bit, I guess. And I actually have to use two different characters. I have to use Reiju and Sanji to get rid of all the bind, which is really weird. But because I have all those units, I've been able to just go through it. But this is how I was able to do it with Judge. It was actually kind of tricky to figure out how to do a Judge because of how the mechanics, they don't really counter him. They're just weird. Bind and Judge, if the bind is on the captain, is actually really problematic. So, but otherwise it works out fine. If it's not on the captain or friend captain at the same time, it'll be fine. But in this situation it is, which is kind of annoying, but what can you do? Overall, then you just pop boosts on Van Augur to kill him, and then you're able to use I think a a Judge special to kill the final boss. But I accidentally popped the Sandersonia special on the final boss, and I really shouldn't have popped it. I thought it was going to be helpful, but it wasn't. And I probably should have switched off target to actually attack Judge to make it a little easier myself, but I did mess up. The next team of the day is going to be a Judge and V2 Doffy team, which is massively easier than the previous team because Pika is a major MVP, and Pika removes Bind and Despair for 5 turns, which actually is way more than enough than you need, and you just go ahead and pop that and burst on the turn before, and you're able to get more than enough damage to clear the room, which is really nice. I just make sure I pop Orb Boost with the Sugar, and then I go ahead and go all in. The Doflamingo is not needed, and the Treble is also not needed, as you can see, because I'm not popping their specials, but just having the colored units on your team is very helpful. And I do kind of mess up my attack order a little bit, but there is more than enough damage in order to kill the boss, and then use a V2 Doffy special to clear the room. So do not need V1 Doffy on this team or Treble. You can replace them with whatever you want. And the next team of the day is going to be a double V2 Doffy team, because, you know, why not use the same team we just used? So here's the team with replacements, but instead of using Judge Captain, we are using a Cavendish sub for Psy Orbs just for fun, and Treble, of course, just because I can. And you don't really need either of them, but, you know, they're helpful if you don't have this ×2 boost. This just gives you lots of extra units you can bring. Whatever you want to do, you can bring those units. Pika and Sugar are probably the only units you kind of need just to get your orbs and get rid of all the Bind and Despair. But if you don't have them, it's going to be a little harder to run V2 Doffy. You can try to use Damage Reducer just to just wait out the turns in order to get your specials and everything up, but otherwise it should be fine. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for my multiple team compilation guide for Colosseum Shiryu Part 2. My name is Sekapoko, thank you so much for watching, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you hit the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button above or below. And of course you can hit the bell notification right next to it if you do want to get notifications every time I drop a video. If you want to see the last videos we put out, go ahead and click or tap right over there, and have a great rest of the day guys. Peace.